Hi there, it's Karen here. Welcome back to Christmas Crafting 2024. And we're now on week 7 of our ephemera making with Dee Dee Farago, whatever, I'm not sure how to pronounce her name, but and it's the Don't Freak Out Before Christmas challenge. I'm thinking that by now we'll be getting towards the end of October before you see this, so you probably might more have your minds on Halloween rather than Christmas, but it's going to come very fast afterwards. So if you haven't started joining in with this challenge yet, there's never too late. So we're going to make the ephemera to go in the pockets, mainly from week 2, but also there's going to be one from week 3. So the first one we're going to work on is, I'll take these out. So it's these pockets. I've actually made 2 of the non-Christmas ones. So these are the pockets we're going to be working on, and these are the ephemera pieces. Nope, not that one. Goes with that one. That we're going to make, and they are in fact Hermelinda tags. So they open up like that. I've never made these before. They're quite a simple concept, but I've never actually done it. So this is the 2 that I've made for this pocket. That goes in there, and this one goes in here. So this one is quite a nice simple one. Just involves some plain cardstock, punching out a few circles and some stamps. But it took me ages to find the right stamps and the right bits of paper to punch circles out of to go with these. I always make it far more difficult for myself by having it just right. But I'm happy with those 2 now, because I've got in mind, if I want to use them, I want it to look right, even though these are not what we need for this particular challenge. So I'll put those aside. So that's our prototype. And this is the pocket that we made, if you remember that far back, onto week 2. So this is pocket number 1 from week 2. Dee Dee does hers in a slightly different order, but these are the ones she actually does in week 7. And I've already done some pre-cutting because I thought it would just save us some time. We've got lots to do. Lots of things to make, and so I just wanted to speed things up a little bit. So I have pre-cut my 2 pieces of cardstock for the tags. So this one is 11 inches long, so it's the length of the paper. So mine is A4, so it's actually a bit longer than 11 inches, but I cut it to 11 inches so that when you fold it in half, you've got a 5.5 inch tag, which is what she was working with. So I'm just going to fold that. So it's 5.5 or 11 inches long before it's folded. And then it's, let me just double check my measurements. 3.25 inches wide. That's what I've done. I think she may have given us that measurement. Sometimes my measurements are often different to hers. I work it from my pockets. Not always exactly the same as what she's working with. And in fact, some of my Christmas ones don't match my prototypes, which has been very complicated. I've had to re-measure everything. It's taken me quite a long time to get to this point, which is why I'm now filming at 5 o'clock in the evening. And the light's beginning to go because the weather's so rubbish at the moment. It's getting a bit grim out there. So it's going to go in there. And then this is our second Hermelinda tag. So again, it's should be 3.25. Let me just double check. Yep, 3.25 inches wide by 5 inches high. And again, we're just going to fold it in half. I'm sure many of you have made these before. I just have never actually made one. I can't help feeling I probably should have scored this just to make sure I get it even, but there we go. I think I've got there. And that is our tag. It still doesn't look quite right, does it? It's not even at the bottom. And it really shows when you're doing something like this, if you've not got it quite level. I think that's better. And we are going to stamp them. Now I'm inclined to do my corners first so that I know what I'm working with as far as the area that I'm working with, so I don't get my stamps in the wrong place. So I'm going to do that. I think this one I'm going to use, what did I use on here? That one or that one? That one. Okay, I'm going to use this. I've just got this card that I cut myself, different sized corners. So I'm going to just cut that one. And the other one. So are you starting to think about Christmas yet, or have you just can't face it right now? That's all for me. I'm usually just about getting into thinking about Christmas crafting or Christmas journal by now. Hopefully, I'm actually going to be a bit more ahead of the game this year. When I get to October myself, because I'm filming quite well ahead. Okay, so we have our 2 tags. Now I'm going to, let me just try and remember what I was going to do on the stamping front for these, because by the time I got to the end I've got stamps everywhere ready to go. I think this is the one I pulled out for this. Yeah, this is the one I pulled out for this tag. It looks a little bit lonely on there, doesn't it? I may have to think of something else to go with it, because we are going to add the little circles across the top, so that'll be okay. It won't look too sad. And I'm going to, I think, use my pine cone. This is a stamp from Your Creative Studio kit. I've never managed to get the backing off this, which means I can't put it on a stamp block. It's just stuck on so firmly. I'm sure there's a way of getting them off, but I've never been able to manage it. So it'll be fine. I have used it several times at this stamp. Okay. I want to make sure I'm not getting ink where I don't want it, in that little space there. Right, going to use my book. And try and get this kind of in the right position. And we'll pop you there. So although I can't attach it, I thought I might use my journaling card. No, not journaling card, what am I talking about? My stamp pad. Stamp block. My big stamp block. I told you I'd been here a long time. I do apologise. I'm coughing at the moment. I've just picked up a bug from Arlo. And although I haven't got the nasty cold that he had, I do seem to have got the cough. That's good. It's a lovely stamp. I mean, it stamps really well. I've always been happy with the results from this stamp. And I'm just going to ink around it. Right, so we're all inked around. It's warm business, this stamping, so I've had to take my jumper off. So I'll put that on the side and we'll link the other ink. Well, stamp. I'm sorry, my words are just failing me today. We'll stamp the other little tag. And for this one, I have got this stamp. So I told you where the first one came from. This one is, I think this is from the classic Christmas set that I've shown you before. This set here. I've taken, so I've got a couple of stamps. I've got this one, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. And I'm also going to use a little bauble stamp, one of them. I've got a couple here. Because I thought it just looked a little bit lonesome on its own, this little stamp. But by the time it's had the little circles added and the ink around it, it'll look fine. But I might add those little baubles to both tags actually, because I've got the baubles on the pocket, if you can see there, hanging from the antlers. So it just brings it all in together then, doesn't it? Okay, that's nice. Not entirely straight, but close enough. And then this bauble stamp, I'm going to just ink in red or pink. It's got my Memento Ladybug. I use this a lot around this time of year. Just check how it looks. Oop, make sure I ink it properly. And we don't want any ink on the block, do we? That's always my... I often miss that. Okay, let's just do that again. Just wipe the block around the corners. And then I'm just going to do one there. And again, just wipe off around the bits where it's gone onto the block. Put another little one down here. There we are. I think that's going to be lovely. And I'm going to do a couple, I might do 3 little baubles on this one as well. Make him look a little bit more festive. One there. I should put the other one. There. Okay. I think that looks alright. So now we just need to do our little finishing touch on these. And add some little circles. So Dee Dee used a 3/4 inch punch, circle punch. I don't have that size, I only have I think this is a 1/2 inch, and I have an inch. On my prototypes I used the 1/2 inch. But I'm just wondering if I can get a slightly bigger one on here. I might just try one and see if the inch punch will work. It might be too big, I don't know. So I'm just going to try where I've got plenty of paper to use. I'll try one. If this piece is big enough. Oh, I'm not sure it is actually. This piece will be big enough. think I possibly could do 3 big ones on here, and maybe 3 some smaller ones. I did 4 on my little one because my punch is that much smaller. So let's do some little ones. Yeah, 4 little ones. I think I'll do one of these. I might be able to get this in the bigger punch. Whoop. Yep, and get one of those done. And and if I can get a big one out of this. I'd have to go and find some more bits of card. I can just about get it out there. So let's do that one, and that one, yep. And then I'll do one of these. And I'll have one of these. Just do it more on the red side. It looks, it's nice plaid, but sometimes when you start punching out bits, it ends up looking a bit too black. Right, I should just ink around all of these just to get rid of the white marks. The white edges is what I mean. Right, so they've just been inked around, so I just need to glue them down now. And these little pockets are filled and ready to go. Except I haven't inked around that one. I'll do that when I'll do that next because I missed that one, didn't I? Those in our pocket and move on to the next one. Okay, so we've got this going in here. Okay, and this one pop in here. Right. That's the first pocket from week 2. Put those aside. And next we want to do, so the second pocket from week number 2, to cast your mind back, was this one here. And I think we will be embellishing this at some point in a future video, but it doesn't really have anywhere that needs any ephemera tucking in unless you actually glue it on as a tuck, which I don't know if I will, or use it as a belly band or something, I don't really know. But at the moment we're not making anything for this pocket. Well, I've called it a pocket, I don't know if it really is. And this was week 2, pocket 2. So we're going to move straight on to week 2, pocket 3. And it was these little pockets. And it's these ones that they're like a little trifold, and they have a little pocket at the side, if you remember these. And I did a couple of these in my non-Christmas style, and just got little journal cards, and then there's some writing space on the back. So they're the ones I've made as my prototypes, but that's not all. They also have these little notepads on them, which are really sweet. I love these. I love the finish of these. And I just decorated them up to get them that finished look. So that's actually what we're going to end up with. That's rather lovely. I really like these. So these I'm hoping I'll definitely be able to use in some other journals. So I did actually make 2 of these. So it's been double the work to get prepared for this video. Because I actually have to do 2, and they're not even the same size. But hopefully I've done enough preparation to be able to get it going quite quickly. So these are the pieces for this one to start us off with, and these are for this one. So let's do one at a time, otherwise I'll get myself in a pickle. So we take a piece of cardstock. My piece, and I can't remember now which things that Dee Dee gave us sizes for, and some she did and some she didn't. So this piece is 6 inches long by 2.5 inches wide, and all you want to do is turn over a reasonably good piece at the top, sort of about an inch-ish. It's not exact. So let's get it's just to give it something to tuck it over the top of the pocket to seal it shut. So we're going to do that. And then we're going to take a piece of, this is now paper rather than cardstock, and it's just the height of the paper. And she just folded hers in half. I decided that I will fold mine not quite in half. I don't know how that will work out size-wise. And then just do a little tear across the bottom, because I quite like them to look a little bit staggered. I just want to see how that fits. I might have made them... Yeah, that's going to work really well. So I'm just going to tear, or try and tear, a tiny bit off the edge of each one to give it that softer torn look. I think I'll do the same with both. That's that one. And then I'm going to do the same with the other one. Put that one aside for a moment. And then this one, I've actually picked out a piece from this kit, but it's single-sided. But she actually did the same. She used a single-sided piece. And I think this is way too tall. This is definitely not 6 inches high, so I need to I need to trim it down. I'm not sure why I didn't. So now all we need to do is staple these little notepads. I mean, you could have more paper in there. I'm going to staple these into place. There's one. I'm not putting them right at the top. Just want to have as much paper on display as possible, don't we? But at the same time, I don't want the staples to be too low down either, so... Oh, this is thick, yes, that's it. So we will be covering up these staples and we will be decorating them. I'm sure that's what Dee Dee has in mind. That's why I actually went ahead and covered my little foldovers with lace and with little decorative things to cover up those staples mainly, because they annoyed me. But I'm sure we'll be doing that as well, because it's not so pretty like that. And then we just pop that over the top of our little booklets. It's not terribly even because I haven't stapled them entirely straight. Oh well, that's not too bad. And again, same with this one. But of course, we haven't finished. Not these ones, we haven't, because they've got little pockets inside as well. So we have to make little journal cards for those. And so I've done a bit of preparation on this, and I've just got to see what I've done with all my bits of paper. Right, so I went and had a look for the pieces that I prepared for the pockets, and realised I hadn't actually prepared any for these pockets, only for this one. So I've just quickly found a piece of scrap from the papers and just cut those to size. So the size, and because my main pockets are a different size, this one is taller, I've had to cut it a different size to what I'd made a note of. Of course I got it wrong the first time. So I've actually got this cut at 4 inches by 2.5. It goes in those pockets, and the ones for this is 3.5, I think. 3.5 by 2.5. So we'll do one at a time. And I'm just going to, first of all, round my corners. Just a very small, gentle rounding. And this one as well. And these ones I might as well do the same, do it all in one go, like a kind of process. So I think, yeah, I've got a card. I've just got plain coloured cards for this one. So we've got that one and that one. And then we are going to, I'm going to have that way up. Don't know why. Then we need to add, I've got a couple of punches here. So we're going to put a little decorative punch on the front. As the paper's already quite decorative, it doesn't need a lot, but it just needs a bit of a focal point. And then on the back, we're going to put a journaling spot on the back. You probably could just write on these, but I'm going to add them anyway. So I've got, I think she used Dee Dee, I'm saying, not the, shouldn't just say she, should I? Dee Dee used a Christmas tree punch. Hers is a bit bigger than mine, but I think this will work okay. And I've just got a piece of this green cardstock with the gold polka dots I thought I could use on here. So let's get a couple of those. I'm going to do the same in both pockets. Let's make sure I don't overlap where it's already punched. Oh! Alright, so Christmas tree. In fact, I'm inclined to think I need a couple on these because they are a bit small, and this is quite a tall journal card, so I might just do 2. Is that going to fit? I think it might actually, yes. Let's just see. Yes. That's good. Managed to get 2 out of this. Alright. So I'm going to do 2 on there. Right, that's those. And then on these 2, let's get these out of the way. Move these so you can see those 2 going. And on these 2, I'm going to try using, this is just a piece of scrap that I had. I thought it might be quite fun on both of them. We'll have to see if it's actually whether one tree is big enough on these. They are a little bit smaller, but the cards. But I still might feel I need to put an extra tree. Yeah, it's a bit lost in the middle there, isn't it? So I don't think I can get 4 out of here. A bit of sparkly paper, but I can't get another one out of there, but it would go on the red as well, so just bear with me. I'll see if I can find another little scrap. Right, so I did find one more little, very small scrap. So let's see if I can get a tree out of this one before I commit to taking one more bit out of that one. It's going to be tight, and I have to be careful. I think I can just about get it out of there. Let's just manoeuvre it a touch across. It's kind of, I feel sometimes with these things you have to take them by surprise so it doesn't move. Have I got one? Got any bits lopped off the sides? No, it's all good. So I'll do that one. I did have a bigger piece, but it didn't have the gold foiling on it, which would have been a bit of a shame. I didn't want one with foiling and one without. So I'm glad I found that little piece. It's good to use up the little tiny pieces as well, isn't it? So I'm going to do them opposite again. Okay, so I will just glue these on, and then these pockets will be done. So I've glued on all my little Christmas trees and inked around these 2 cards because I felt they needed it. I didn't worry too much about these coloured ones. I was wrong to say they were finished because I've still got to put the little journaling spot on the back of each of these. I will probably finish the rest of the video another day because the light is really going and I think we're getting lots of shadows now. I can really see why Dee Dee only does 1 pocket per video. I'm finding this one quite challenging to get everything into one video, but I will hopefully manage it. So I've gone ahead and punched out my little journaling shapes. They're the biggest shape punches I have. This is a ginormous oval scalloped oval. She uses completely different shapes for hers, but this is what I had, so this is what I'm using. So I'm just going to glue those on, and then we will finish this for today, and I will come back and do the final pocket, finish the final pocket. And which way round is that meant to be? That way round. Yeah, I'll have to come back and film the rest of this video a day when it's a bit earlier in the day, because it's getting too late to finish it right now, and it's going to be not much fun to watch with all the shadows from the lighting. Right, so those are all on. I'm sorry, my head keeps creating shadows, so I do apologise. I will come back and do the final pocket on another day when it's light, and we'll get that done. And then we'll move on. She's already uploading week 8's videos, so I've got to crack on and get a move on and catch up. Alright, that's that one. And these, of course, will need a bit of finishing off. Certainly this one needs a bit of decoration across the top. So there we are. That's those two pockets. So we've got the final pocket to do. I'll just remind you, it's a really nice one. It's this one. It's like a little envelope. So the tuck spot here, and there's another little spot, little pocket here, and we'll do a tag for behind. So that'll take a few minutes, but I don't know why I made 2 of them, so I might finish one of them off camera. So I'll see you in a minute. Okay, I'm back. It's the next day. I've just come back from Pilates. I'm all energised. So let's just get this last pocket filled with its little cards. This is the prototype that I've done. This is actually the one I made for Christmas. In fact, I've made 2, and I'll show you the other one because I've already finished that one. And as you can see, it's a different size to that one. It's a bit taller and not as wide. So I've had to remeasure and everything for my cards, but it basically goes like this, that there's a little card in here, which we're not really decorating at the moment. I think she has a plan to put some sort of die cut or something on there, I'm not sure. And in this one I have my pocket on this side, and I stamped that on there. It doesn't look great. In fact, the whole thing, I'm not really particularly happy with any of this. I don't think it all goes. I don't really like the paper or the tag. I don't like any of it that I've made, so I'm just going to use it as a prototype that I'm never going to use because I don't really like it. And she has just stamped hers as it is. I felt because this bit was sticking out, the idea is just have that bit, rather than putting a tab on it, you actually have that integral to the card. I didn't really like that just being plain, me being me, so I've covered it with washi tape and then punched out the fancy corner, and I think that looks much nicer having a washi tape bit poking out. And then we just have a tag to pop behind it. So that's the basics. Now let's do the one, this one for the Christmas one. So I've got this piece of cardstock. I mean, it's white on the other side, but I thought it would look rather nice in here. So all we've got to do with this one is punch those corners. Just got to find the right one. That's it. It's very hard to tell which one's which from the back. So I'm just going to punch that out. So this pocket is from week 3, and it's the first pocket so pocket number 1 from week 3. And I explained that earlier, that there was one during week 2 that didn't need any cards or anything to add to it. So we've kind of moved straight on and to keep on with the momentum of making the cards and the pieces to go in the pockets. We've carried on into week 3. Okay, and I'm going to pop that in there. And then for this side pocket, I've got this card. It's just plain cream card. We've been using that all the way through, and that's going to be on the other side. So it shows you can have it whichever side you like. So it will go in there. I have measured it. So I'm just going to stamp it, but before I stamp it, last time when I did the other one, I forgot to put the washi tape on before I punched it, and I think that was probably made life a bit difficult for myself. So this is this stamp. You can't really tell from this. It's a silicone stamp, and it's a set of 3 that I haven't used for a long time. I think it's meant to be for card making. So it's actually called Robin on a Style, and I thought it might look rather nice on here. We'll see. So I can't remember how it will turn out, but I think it'll be okay. But before I do that, I want to put the washi tape on. That was what I was saying, that the washi tape first, then you punch out the corners. So I think this is the one I'm going to use. It's not really Christmassy because I could not face trying to pull my stuff out to get to my Christmas box where my washi tape is for Christmas. So I thought this was Christmassy enough. I might do it that way round. I'm just going to cut that off, and I'll put some extra glue on it because it's quite old, this one, but I really like it. I hope I've cut it long enough now. Probably just trim it off, yeah. Okay, let's put some extra glue. Now, where's my glue stick gone? Oh, there it is. Sorry about my arm reaching across. I thought I had everything ready to hand, and then forgot about the glue stick because I wasn't thinking about gluing anything, and I forgot about the washi. Okay, that should do it. Okay, and I'll just trim that off. I'll it back a little bit, it's just hanging off the edge a little bit, or maybe I'll just trim that too. Alright, now we're going to punch our little Robin sitting on his stile. And fingers crossed it goes okay, because I haven't, as I say, I haven't used this stamp for such a long time. From what I remember, I think they stamped quite well. This was the only one that was small enough to go on this card. The others are just slightly bigger that I have. It looks good. Oh no, supposed to be putting the card on there, not the stamp block. There we go. Put that on there. I think that's just going to fit. Yes, I think it will. Bring it over a touch. Yep. Right, we're on. I hope this comes out okay. I really like it. And it's just the perfect size for this card. Oh, yes. Oh, that's nice. It's like a little snowy scene. Can you see that? Yeah, it's nice. So now we're going to use our Punch again. And that can go in here. See how that looks. Oh yeah. Oh, that looks nice. I like the fact that you've got something a little bit more decorative hanging out the side. Right, so all we need now to do is our tag. And I'll get my corner. Which one shall I use? I think I might use this one. Okay, and for this we're going to go back to our Tim Holtz stamp set, Jolly Holiday, and we're going to use Santa again, but this time just his head. Let's get the let's pop him on there. And where are we? We're going to need our red again. Come on, out you come. That's it. I'm going to take the ink to the stamp, not the other way round on this one. Okay, and I'm going to put him right there, I think. Yep. Lovely. And then we have another one on this sheet that says, "May your Christmas be happy and bright," which I think will fit under here nicely. Make sure I got it on straight. Now, what colour should I do that? I wonder if that should be... I don't know if I want to do that in red as well. I might do it in black, actually. I know we've done so many other things in brown, but I just think sometimes writing feels... I feel like I want to use black on something like this, I think. Oh, goodness me, where'd that sunshine come from? I haven't seen that for a number of days. It always waits till I'm filming, doesn't it? Let me go and shut the blind. It has been such a wet and miserable few days. But wasn't expecting to see the sunshine at all today, even if it doesn't last very long. It's nice to have it popping through to say hello. All right, I think we're good. Try not to get it all over me. And we're down. Oh, I haven't put it on my book, have I? Oh, well, hopefully, being Tim Holtz, these stamps are just so well made. Maybe the book isn't going to be needed. No, it isn't. It's such lovely stamps these are. Just wondering if I need a little something extra. I'll just ink it and see, because I've got some stars which I wondered about scattering around, but that might be overdoing it, mightn't it? We'll see. Let's have a quick ink around and see. Alright, so that's inked around, and I couldn't help myself, I snipped the corners. I just prefer it like that. I'm thinking I might just try, just because I want to try this stamp. But I'm not going to obviously do too much. I just thought I might just do a little sprinkling around the edge, like that. I'm going to try it and hope I don't mess it up. I don't put too much ink on. Any luck, it won't. Well, let's put him on his book. Let's just put a couple of stars there. And there. I can't get hold of it. Okay. And around here. I didn't really. Oh, they aren't all stars. They're like little dots in the sky, aren't they? Okay, it's a bit messy. Yeah, may have messed that up a bit. Just what I didn't want to do, isn't it? Oh well. We can probably add some sort of, I don't know, glitter or something just to cover that up. Anyway, that's our tag. Sometimes you just have to try something if it's in your head, even if you make a mess of it. Right, so that's that one that goes behind there. I really like those three together, those three cards. I think that works very well. I'll just show you the other one we had. So this was the same envelope, just with the other pad. So this is with the Stamperia paper. So I've got a little card there. These are all from scraps now. And out of the side, actually this is a piece of card. I think it's from Bluefern Studios. I may have had some paper from them. Christmas one. So I used that because I thought the colour went really well. And I've used some slightly gold glittery washi tape. This is the washi tape. It's quite a very pale gold, and it's not rough glitter. You can't feel it. It's just got a sparkle in it really. And I thought that was rather nice. It's a bit subtle, but it goes really well with this background paper. And I've stamped on it from there. This is from my other set of stamps, which I can't even see right now. Hang on. I've hardly ever used this stamp set. It's called Winter Wonderland. So it's not specifically Christmas, but it's got a little Christmas tree, it's got some skating things, a snowman, some nice pretty little things, but they're very small, so, but I thought I'd use this just for you on here. So that's that one. So that just goes in here, in theory. So that's a little writing card, and then we've got a tag which is from the Stamperia pad. I just cut out a piece that I thought would look nice as a tag. You don't have to decorate it, and then I actually covered it with a bit of quite thin vintage paper on the back, so you've got something to write on. So that's that. So I'll just bring together this week's pieces that we've made. So this one, so these two are actually week 3, pocket 1. And then we have, this is the one from week 2, pocket 1. So week 3 pocket 1 and week 2 pocket 1. And then we have these two little ones that are week 2 pocket 3. So we've got these two. I'm desperate to cover that up with something. Don't know how long I'll be able to stand for that. So there we are. They are really lovely. These are coming on beautifully. I'm really enjoying this. It's quite nice just to follow somebody else's lead and then just, you know, add your own little twists on it where you feel you want to, and do it in your own style. So thank you very much for joining me for this one. It's probably quite a long one. I do apologise for that, but it's been a bit complicated for me. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.